Just like most of us, WWE Chairman Vince McMahon became a fan of AJ Styles the moment he made his Royal Rumble debut. Mr. McMahon even made it clear to Styles that he would have signed him 10 years ago. Interestingly enough, AJ is not the only one. I'm Jeremy, and here are 5 superstars Vince McMahon wished he would have hired earlier. Number 5, Carlito. The apple-spitting superstar Carlito is finally back in the WWE. He made a shocking return at this year's Royal Rumble match, something that Vince McMahon had wanted nearly 6 years ago. In 2014, Carlito's appearance at the Hall of Fame ceremony sparked negotiations between himself and WWE, according to the Sportskeeda. The company pitched the idea of bringing him back to join the Colons, but the former Intercontinental Champion reportedly turned it down as Vince McMahon's offer was too low and unconvincing. The WWE Chairman made another attempt to sign the Caribbean Cool in 2018, but again, it did not come to fruition. McMahon's wish to re-sign Carlito finally materialized this year, and we all witnessed the 41-year-old superstar's return at the Royal Rumble. Number 4, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe became an important figure the instant he joined WWE. He went on to win the NXT Championship and the United States Championship twice each. He has since been weighed down by injuries that took him out of the ring and into the commentator's table. Samoa Joe made a name for himself in TNA and Impact Wrestling in 2005 up to 2015, but Vince McMahon was never a big fan. According to Bruce Pritchard, the chairman of the WWE saw the Samoan submission machine as nothing but an unhealthy and out-of-shape wrestler. However, that notion changed quickly. The former U.S. champion spoke about how Vince McMahon opposed signing him for years, but eventually realized his value. Injuries have, however, taken their toll on the 41-year-old superstar, who could have been a major signing for the WWE years earlier. Number 3, AJ Styles. AJ Styles is one of WWE's best signings over the last decade. However, his WWE run came very late in his career. He joined WWE in 2016 after nearly 2 decades in Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Wrestling, and the independent circuit. WWE tried its luck with Styles way earlier in 2002, but that was turned down by the Phenomenal One. Styles was offered a developmental contract and needed to move to Cincinnati, but refused it to not disrupt his family. Styles felt his wife's dream came first, as she wanted to be a teacher, and he did not want to mess that up. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle recently revealed on The Kurt Angle Show that Vince McMahon was awed by the reception AJ Styles received during his Royal Rumble debut. In fact, according to Angle, when Styles won his first WWE Championship, Vince went up to him and said, "I wish I would have hired you 10 years ago." Number 2, Goldberg. After the fall of WCW in 2001, many of its stars made the jump to WWE, but not Goldberg. The master of the jackhammer refused to join Vince McMahon's company because he felt that the chairman was not willing to pay his worth, according to the Sportskeeda. Goldberg's debut in WWE had to wait 2 years as he finally fulfilled Vince McMahon's wish in 2003, but stayed with the company only for a year. TMZ reports that Goldberg had left on bad terms with McMahon and refused to work with him in the future. Despite this, McMahon wanted to bring back the former World Heavyweight Champion back to the WWE in 2010, but it never worked out. It took more than 6 years for Goldberg to finally return to WWE. In his second run with WWE, Goldberg successfully captured the Universal Championship twice and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018. Number 1. Sting was one of the names WWE Chairman Vince McMahon had set his eyes on when he bought WCW in 2001. McMahon tried to lure the former WCW champion into joining his company, but he was turned down. According to Sting, Vince was very surprised and disappointed when he went on and signed with TNA instead. Mr. McMahon made another attempt to sign him in 2011, and again, the deal didn't work out. In 2014, Vince McMahon finally succeeded in convincing Sting to join WWE, nearly 13 years since he had wished him to sign. The Stinger made his debut at Survivor Series that year and helped Team Cena defeat Team Authority. Unfortunately, he only wrestled in a handful of matches in WWE and announced his retirement from pro wrestling during his Hall of Fame induction in 2016. Interestingly enough, Sting is now a part of AEW, and he is set to team up with Darby Allin to take on Ricky Starks and Brian Cage at Revolution, which will be his first match since coming out of retirement. And that is our list for today. Is there another wrestler you think Vince should have hired years ago? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, SK Wrestling, as well as our Facebook page, facebook.com/SK Wrestling. That way you know when the latest news and content comes your way. Thanks for tuning in.